welcome to Spawn Point, the show for gamers by gamers. I'm Barjo.
I'm Rad.
I'm Goose.
And I'm Darren.
Coming up on the show, superpowers collide in a galactic showdown with LEGO Marvel Superheroes 2.
Darren, smash!
You few have accomplished what an army of vibranium soldiers could not.
Die! Plus, the high-speed hedgehog is back for his second game of the year. It's Sonic Forces.
Buddy, don't! You'll be sucked in too! And guys, we all know that games are an amazingly fun hobby, but did you know they could also help you get better when you're sick? And today, we'll find out how.
How do you feel it's changed your experience of being in hospital?
It's more fun
And why is that important?
because then it would be very boring.
Now, something that's good for your brain power. It's a brand new Darren's Challenge! Today, I'm asking you this. In Splatoon 2, what is the catchphrase Pearl and Marina always say at the end of their broadcast? Answer at the end of the show!
Is it don't sink, stay out of the ink?
Don't be a calamari, go on safari.
If you want to be cool, jump in the pool.
I think we should get on with our first review. It's time to go fast!
Sonic, how I hate him. And all of that loathing has been focused into this invincible instrument of destruction. Every defeat, every humiliation at the Hedgehog's hands will be returned 1,000-fold by my unstoppable creation. This is my dream come true. With this invention, I can expand the Eggman Empire across the globe and conquer the world!
Guys, 2 Sonic games in 1 year. Why are we so #blessed?
And both these games couldn't be any more different.
Indeed. Sonic Mania was a fantastic 2D love letter to the original series. But this new game, Sonic Forces, is a more modern mix of 3D and 2D design. Compared to the classic platforming in Sonic Mania, Sonic Forces has some big red shoes to fill.
Let's start with the story. In Sonic Forces, Eggman is at it again. Hell-bent on world domination, he has recruited a bunch of Sonics to achieve his fiendish task, such as Metal and Shadow, my favorite.
And, spoiler alert, Eggman wins thanks to newcomer Infinite Sonic.
Whoa, this guy is faster than Sonic!
Powered by a strange Phantom Ruby, Infinite easily beats Sonic, who is then trapped on Eggman's moon base. In space!
In fact, the Phantom Ruby is so strange, it pulls in a classic Sonic from another dimension.
Oh!
A convenient and welcome plot twist to give us some old-school Sonic 2D levels.
Yes, I have no problem with that, Darren. Old school Sonic looks beautiful. The remaining Sonic team gets together to form a resistance, rescue Sonic, and stop Eggman and Infinite from destroying the world.
The plot is nonsense. For example, most missions require you to simply run from one side of the map to the other, which hardly allows for much storyline development. Even so, I was impressed with the dialogue peppered throughout each level, and the cutscenes are exciting and well rendered. Still nonsense, though.
Yes, I think you need to embrace the nonsense to enjoy it. But what's most exciting about this game is for the first time ever, you can actually make your own Sonic, kind of.
Barjo, yours is weird.
Weird awesome.
Hey, don't be scared. This is your moment to shine.
Fine.
There's a bunch of different Sonic types you can create, and they each have their own bonuses. You will still play as Sonic from time to time, but a lot of the action is with your own Sonic avatar, who can use a funky weapon to blast enemies out of the way.
Every now and then, your avatar will team up with Sonic. However, these sections feel a little awkward, as they try to cater to both Sonic's abilities and whatever weapon your avatar might be using.
We reviewed this on PS4, and it is a great-looking game with lots of detail and things always happening in the background. The action moves fast as you dash attack enemies and grind and swing about a variety of crazy fast levels. 3D Sonic is an acquired taste though, don't you think, Barjo?
I do think, Rad. Personally, I've never been a massive fan of the 3D Sonic style. I just find it a bit jolty how you dash attack and how the camera moves so fast. I just find it a bit hard to keep up with it. Give me the old 2D drop and spin any day.
3D Sonic gameplay has improved over the years, but it is a very different style of platforming. Some levels in Sonic Forces are better than others. It's towards the end of this fairly short game that you start to see the weaknesses in the level design. The difficulty increases due to the game simply being unpolished, rather than levels requiring you to have more skill.
I totally agree, Darren. However, I found myself playing more and more just to get the costume unlocks, though. That was almost worth it for me. There are so many of them, and I had to have them all.
Just when I think your characters can't get any weirder, you find a way, Barjo.
Thanks, Rad. Overall, I didn't have a great time with this game, and it wasn't the gameplay, it's actually the interpretation of Sonic and Knuckles and all of the characters and the voice acting. It just doesn't sit right with me.
No, wait! It's something else. Gotta scan him and figure this out.
And just after how good Sonic Mania was earlier in the year, I found this particular Sonic adventure a bit forgettable, so I'm giving it 2 out of 5 rubber chickens.
Yeah, it's certainly a strange experience for people who aren't already fans of these characters and this style of Sonicking, but there were some exciting moments. I'm giving it 2.5 out of 5 rubber chickens.
An extended stay in hospital can be tough, especially when you're a kid.
Yeah, all you want is to have fun and hang out with friends, but you can't always do that.
But that's where initiatives like Starlight's Livewire are making a difference.
They bring some excitement to kids staying in hospital with events like the Game Changer Expo.
Andy, thanks so much for talking to us.
No worries.
Can you start by telling me a little bit about what is Livewire?
Yes, the Livewire is part of the Starlight Children's Foundation, and it's the program for the adolescents in hospital and also out of hospital. Basically, we run a creative program where we run workshops and activities, hang out, play games, and try to break the border and isolation of hospital, because it can sometimes be a little bit too much.
Why do you guys think gaming is so important to something like this?
Research shows that gaming actually creates a positive experience for young people and kids, and actually gives you some self-esteem and like that competition and kind of being part of everyday life, because sometimes when you are a sick child or a teenager, your life is very different and is not kind of normal. So that gaming experience will bring you back to that normality of being a young person and really engaging you in that. If you can only imagine that if you're in hospital for long periods of time, our program will bring people together, and then friendships are made and connections are made, and the program is a really important part of a journey that is not just medical, but just being themselves again.
Growing up.
Yeah, growing up, absolutely,
Definitely.
yeah.
And that's come together with the Game Changer Week. Tell me a little bit about that.
We had a coding workshop, we had some podcasters come in, do some bit of critiquing about games and chatting about games. We've got an illustrator coming in doing a comic book art workshop. We've got heaps of tournaments happening at the moment, and I don't know if you can see behind me a rack of Battle Gear 4 cars. It's also made a bit of a pop-up arcade here in the Starlight Express room.
Wow, that all sounds really cool. But I better check in with the experts to see what they think. So what have you thought about Game Changer so far, and what's been your favourite thing?
Well, in Livewire there's been a lot of challenges with games and drawing, and making your own games. So that was good, and it's good because all the other kids can get involved with it too. It's not just teenagers, like it's all ages.
And how have you found that the Starlight Express room has changed your experience?
A lot, actually. It changed my experience a lot, because like when I first started, I was like, oh, what should I do? And like I was bored and stuff, and I was like, oh my gosh, there's so many games you can actually play creative and feel like you're in that game. So it's like pretty much changed everything.
How do you think that games help kids that are sick, or brothers of kids who are sick?
Well, they can help them cheer them up when they like don't have anything to do.
Instead of sitting in their ward on their bed, it kind of distracts them from their operations or something.
How do you feel it's changed your experience of being in hospital?
It's more fun.
And why is that important?
Because then it would be very boring.
What do you like about having a space like this to come and play?
I think it's nice for the kids that are in hospital, like they can come and have a play if they want to, if they're getting bored in their room or something.
Do you get bored in your room sometimes?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you get to come here and play games. All right, well, you gonna have a play with me?
Yep.
Let's do it.
It's so great to hear that the events on during the Game Changer Expo have really made a difference. But there is one last event that I think we should check out.
Oh, it's on, Goose. I've enlisted our new friend Riley to help put us through our paces. But a warning, he's good.
He's really good.
He's a bit too good. Did Riley win already?
We find it's a really great way to connect people who would not normally sort of be chatting to each other. So 2 15-year-olds sitting in front of a monitor playing a game, but you know, by the end of the game, they're not just sitting there silently, they're chatting, they're bantering, they're having a great time. And that's the point where we step back and it's all about these guys hanging out, having a good time.
What we do is we allow kids to have choices back to them. So they come into the room and what would you like to do today? Today, I really want to play Mario Kart or FIFA and, you know, really beat you at that because they're really good at that. Or today I want to do arts and craft and I just want to sit at the craft table and make something. And the space allows kids to be kids again. So they come in, they do what they want to do and we facilitate that through our LiveWise facilitators and our captain program, which is really fantastic.
Rad, we all love games, but it's great to see them used in a way that just lets kids have fun and, you know, escape their worries for a while.
Totally. It was so cool walking in and seeing all their smiling faces as they enjoy something that means so much to us. And I can't wait to see games used more and more in this fashion.
Yeah, you could say events like this are a bit of a game changer.
Okay, Goose, let's answer some of these quizzes. And first up, we have this from Chikorita4123.
Hi, my name is Chikorita4123. I have 2 questions to ask you. Number 1, will Luigi be a playable character in Mario Odyssey? Number 2, will there be any more Slugterra games coming out? Not including on the iPhone. Thank you.
Well, thanks for the questions, Chikorita. Sadly, though, no, Luigi is not a playable character in Super Mario Odyssey. At least not that anyone has found yet.
No, but you can do the very next best thing and dress up as him. Once you've collected at least 160 Power Moons, you'll be able to buy his suit, and after 180, you get his cap. Just go to any crazy cap store in any world and buy it from the gold coin vendor.
Although I think you need to have finished the main story first before they're available. Or if you have a Luigi amiibo, you can just use that to unlock it instantly too. It won't make Mario control like Luigi, but at least you can look the part.
Oh, cosplaying, always good. As for any more Slugterra games coming that aren't mobile games, well, maybe we should just give Darren a little ring-a-ding-ding-ding to see what's the latest news on that front.
Hello, Darren speaking.
Hey, Darren. Just wondering if you'd heard any news about a new Slugterra game coming out that isn't for mobile.
Well, Rad, outside of the currently available games, it appears there are currently no announced Slugterra games in development, for mobile or otherwise. In fact, there are no announced Slugterra episodes or movies coming either.
Wait, no, has the show been cancelled?
It's unclear, Goose. However, I would expect if it had been cancelled, there would have been some official announcement. So it seems that it may just be on hiatus.
Oh, well, that's good news, sort of, I guess. Well, thanks for that, Darren.
Oh, my pleasure. Goodbye.
Bye. All right, well, let's move on now to these questions from Ludovica and Pax, who I believe is a doggo.
Hi, Good Games Spawn Point. I am Ludovica, and this is Pax. I have 2 questions. 1, what games do you recommend for the Nintendo Switch? And 2, will Just Dance be coming to the Xbox One X? I hope you can reply. Spawnling out.
Oh, you're the good doggo, Pax. You are. Yes, you are. But as for what games we'd recommend for the Switch, well, it's been a great year for Switch games, so you're spoilt for choice, really.
Totally. I think the top 2 picks would have to be Super Mario Odyssey and Zelda Breath of the Wild. Both epic, near-perfect games, Rad.
But then, of course, if you'd prefer something a bit more competitive, you can't go wrong with games like Mario Kart 8 Deluxe and Splatoon 2.
Or if you'd prefer co-op, there's Snipperclips, Overcooked, and Lovers in a Dangerous Space-Time will really put your partnership through its paces.
Or if you want something to test your tactical thinking, then Mario and Rabbids Kingdom Battle will scratch that itch.
And of course, there's been some excellent indie games for it too. We'd highly recommend Golf Story, Stardew Valley, and SteamWorld Dig 2 as deep, charming games you can really sink your teeth into.
And of course, there's Minecraft. Always a safe bet if you haven't gotten into it already, or even if you have. And that's just to name a few of the good options.
As for Just Dance coming to Xbox One X, well, yes, it will be. Just Dance games tend to come out on literally every console. They even still make them, get this, Rad, for the Wii. The original Wii.
The original Wii?
OG Wii.
I don't think there's anybody else still making games for the Wii. But we should point out that all Xbox One games work on any kind of Xbox One, whether it's an original, an S, or an X model. The X just runs certain games at a higher resolution with better graphics.
So every Just Dance game released for it so far will actually work on the X, which go from Just Dance 2014 all the way through to 2018 now. Although I don't think they've announced plans to release any specific X enhancements for those games yet.
No, not that it would benefit that much from it anyway, although I do always like a good high definition boogie woogie. But let's move on now to this question from Jade.
GSP, I have one question for you. How do you activate a command block in Minecraft PE? Please answer. Bye.
Well, Jade, we can definitely help you out with that one. Command blocks can be activated in one of two ways. Firstly, you can just click on them and set them to be activated constantly.
Or you can activate them the same way you'd activate or power anything else in the game. So you can put a switch or a button next to one and use that to activate it.
And you can use redstone torches or wire too if you want to set up switches further away from the blocks.
Well, there you go, Jade. But while we're talking Minecraft, I think we might even have time for one more quick cheeky little question. So let's go with this one from Ethan.
Hi, Spawn Point. My name is Ethan. And how do you name your pets in Minecraft with a name tag in the Pocket Edition?
Thanks for your question, Ethan. Firstly, you'll need to get some name tags, which you can't craft in survival mode. So you'll have to get them either from dungeons, trading, or fishing. But if you're playing in creative, then you can just grab some from the inventory.
But once you have some, you'll then need an anvil, which you can craft using 3 iron blocks on top of 4 iron ingots, like so. Then just go up to it, put your name tag in the slot, and fill out the name you want. You'll also need to spend 1 XP to craft the named name tag too.
Then you just have to have the name tag equipped, go up to whatever you want to name, and you'll see a little option pop up saying name just above your item bar. Tap that and voila, you've named it.
Voila. There's also a few fun little names you can try out too if you want. If you name something Dinnerbone or Grum, you'll make them flip upside down.
And if you name a sheep Jeb _, that's Jeb _, then the sheep will get a rainbow fleece that constantly changes colour.
Huh, imagine if you had an animal that could do that in real life, Rad. That'd be so cool.
Oh, well, chameleons can change colour, and so can some kind of octopuses. Or octopi?
No, I meant like, cats, like my cat or your dog.
That'd be pretty weird, Goose. But on that note, we're out of time for this week. So if you'd like to ask us a question, you can go here and send it in.
Because then, like, Lando, my cat, could be like purple one day and green the next.
But then how would you know if it was still your cat or just a new cat?
That would be confusing.
In a world of super villains, sometimes you need a superhero. And there's none more super than French Perkman, Madam Muscles, and the Dazzler.
Come on, Blue, it's time to save the world.
This would make an awesome fan fiction.
Watch out!
Okay. Anyone else see a giant sword in the sky?
I can. It's right there.
LEGO Marvel Superheroes 2 brings all your favorite Marvel heroes together in a battle against time and space!
Affirmative! Kang the Conqueror is trying to take over the world, and he's created rifts between different timelines and realities. You play as a variety of different heroes, all coming together to put an end to his tomfoolery.
While it's not a very inventive storyline, it's a great way to show you lots of different characters and locations without it jumping around for no reason. They've really tried to cram a lot into this game.
Yeah, there's a huge cast, and Marvel fans will enjoy seeing a wide array of heroes turn up to help.
Hey, it was a team effort.
Wow. What a rush. And even more fun than how I'd have written it.
But where there's a hero, there's always a villain. While Kang is the main baddie, there's a number of other villains who you'll have to face in various mini-boss battles.
Yeah, it kind of gets to a point where there are so many characters, you can't really work out who's good or who's bad anymore. Why are we all fighting? What's going on? Why can't we all just get along?
Yeah, I agree. But they do a better job of highlighting each character's individual abilities and making them seem cool. For example, Wasp can shrink into petite mini-Wasp form, and Ms. Marvel can stretch and grow. And while special abilities are standard in LEGO games, this time around they do a much better job of integrating these traits into normal combat, rather than just using it for puzzles.
It was so cool watching Ms. Marvel's fists grow huge as she bashes about the place. The combat, however, does leave something to be desired, especially after the improvements we saw with the last LEGO game, Ninjago.
Marvel Super Heroes 2 brings you back to directionless button mashing. Your hits don't feel like they have any impact. It's more like twirling and punching next to your enemy, while maybe 50% of your attacks actually injure them.
It also feels like they've tried to make the combat more difficult by just giving enemies more health. This just prolongs already frustrating combat, and it's noticeably less fun than Ninjago. Part of the problem is that the control system is lacking, unlike my muscles. For example, the button to change which character you're controlling is the same button to do a two-person super move. This means you're often swapping characters when you didn't mean to, and it's pretty frustrating.
It might just be that Ninjago's combat was so good that it makes this feel particularly bad. The puzzles are decent this time around though, with good variety and teamwork, and there's not too many where you're just stuck because something important is weirdly hidden.
Unfortunately, the fixed camera positioning can make some puzzles harder to solve because you can't see what you're doing. It contributes to making the game feel sluggish.
Oh, speaking of the camera, that reminds me of another major gripe that I had, which was the flying. See, usually when you fly in a game, you use the left thumbstick to accelerate and the right thumbstick to control the camera and move your direction. But not here! Here, the left stick controls flat movement, while the right stick controls your height and the camera, meaning you can't get a top view of where you're flying without also bringing your character to the ground.
Yes, that was the worst. It makes no sense. At least you can ride a jackhammer in the game.
I guess you could say it's a jack of all trades.
Yes, you wouldn't want to hammer on about it though.
Well, that was pretty cheesy. You know, like pepper jack cheese? Anyway, aside from the main story, there's also a free play mode. Here you can run around Chronopolis doing small missions to help people or try to find lots of collectibles. These add a lot of extra gameplay time, as there's a ton to try and find.
Yes, but hunting down collectibles is only fun if you love the game, and I didn't love this. I just never got into that satisfying gameplay loop. For example, all the villain fights were constantly broken up with trying to find or build something while you're being attacked by goons. That makes it feel stilted and it's hard to have fun.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I felt that when I got stuck running across this train because I kept missing the jump. Sure, I got there eventually, but the way it was designed made it tedious instead of enjoyable.
And if a game's not fun, then what's the point in playing it?
Too true, Darren. Look, there are some fun moments in this game, but ultimately I found it predictable and tedious. I'm giving LEGO Marvel Super Heroes 2 2 out of 5 rubber chickens.
Yeah, I also got stuck in some parts because of glitches and had to restart, so I'm giving it 2 out of 5 rubber chickens. But you know what's 10 out of 10? My muscles.
Oh yes,
They're dazzling!
All right, Darren, it's time for the answer to your challenge.
Affirmative, Barjo. At the start of the show, I asked you this. In Splatoon 2, what's the catchphrase Pearl and Marina always say at the end of their broadcast? And the answer is... don't get cooked, stay off the hook.
Oh, that's some good advice, and those girls are really cool.
Oh, now I want to play a salmon run.
We shall prepare the incannons for after the show, Goose. Next week on Spawn Point, we fight for the green and gold in Ashes cricket.
Shot. Got it, yes!
Plus Mario and Luigi, Superstar Saga, and Bowser's Minions.
Don't forget, you can watch new stuff from us every weekday on the ABC Me app.
Absolutely rad, starting with Scoop on Monday mornings. But until then, be nice.
Have fun.
And keep gaming. Barjo out.
Rat out.
Goose out.
Darren out.
Did you guys know that the trophy for the Ashes is only like this big? It's real little.
Oh yes, it's so adorable.
And it actually contains the ashes of a bales from a set of stumps.
When I play cricket, I usually play as the stumps.
Oh.
I'm indestructible.